Birmingham City playing in League One is wild to me. And it is clear that they agree. Birmingham City has spent big. They want themselves out of League One and want themselves back into the Premier League. Well, I want to go a step further. Today, I want to make Birmingham City champions of Europe. And as we take over at Birmingham City, this is the team that we have been handed. This is the team we have been tasked with getting up to the championship once again and even further. But one of the big reasons why I wanted to do a Birmingham City rebuild is for this guy right here, Jay Stansfield. As a Fulham fan, I was devastated when we sold him. I wasn't devastated for the price tag we got for him, but I think this kid could be absolutely incredible. I'm throwing Alfie May on the transfer list. I'm throwing Lyndon Dykes on the transfer list. I want to make sure Jay Stansfield can become a superstar striker in this rebuild. Starting off life here in Birmingham though, I want to make sure I'm putting the foundations in place for us to have a successful future. We've got a great core, but there are a few positions where I think we need some help right now. And one of those positions is the right midfield role. I'm going to make a Norwegian signing here. The young Norwegian Joel Mavuka joining us from FC Lorient. Already an offer coming in though for Jay Stansfield. I'm blocking that and I intend on keeping it that way the entire video. I will not be blocking offers though for the Japanese midfielder Yokoyama. I'm sending him on a loan move to Cagliari for the year. And maybe quite surprisingly, but I'm going in for a new goalkeeper here. It is Roman Celentano. He plays for my team out here in the United States, FC Cincinnati. This dude is one of the best goalkeepers in MLS, and I think he's going to be an awesome addition to Birmingham City. £3.1 million. Am I biased about this guy? Absolutely. But I had to get some American blood in here with the Tom Brady influence. Also, I'm pretty sure Roman Celentano lives in the same apartment complex as my girlfriend. Every time I go over there, I'm wearing my FCC jersey, hoping to just coincidentally run into him in the hallways. But anyways, I'm going to stop talking before I get myself on some sort of a list out here. I'm making another loan move. Lee Buchanan looks like a stud. I want to get him some game time at PSV. And Alfie Chang heads to Sporting Gijón for the year. We are almost 3/4 of the way through this opening window though, and I have not received a single offer for any of the guys I put on the transfer list yet, which is a little confusing, a little concerning, and it's kind of screwing up the plans I have. Regardless though, I think we're in a really unique position in a rebuild where I expect us to be a contender for automatic promotion this season. So I want to invest some money into the future. I want to get some players in right now that I can get some loan moves for. Players that I think could be potential superstars, or at least players I could just sell on for a massive profit down the line. The first of those is the young Englishman Leo Castledine joining us from Shrewsbury. And the second is a Chilean centre-back by the name of Ivan Roman. I'm going to throw both of these lads on the loan list, trying to get them a year or two loan move. I don't believe it, fellas. We actually got a player out of the club. Bailey Peacock Farrell heads up to the championship with QPR. That lays the runway for Roman Celentano to have it all to himself. Leo Roman loaned out to Lanús in Argentina for 2 years. And Leo Castledine will be joining Alfie Chang at Sporting Gijón on loan. Oh my god, we left it late. We truly did leave it late, but Alfie May is out on deadline day. But Scott Wright and Lyndon Dykes, the two Scotsmen, are not. Regardless though, this is how we line up coming into season number 1. I've changed the formation, currently in the process of converting Iwata to a centre midfielder. That was a lot quicker of a process than converting Paik Sang-ho into a centre defensive midfielder. I've also fully embraced Christian Bielik becoming a centre back here. It works out, get the most 72s on the park as possible. But just like real life, I fully expect us to get promoted and even win League One with Birmingham City this year. That is my expectation. We're not running away with the league like I had hoped, but we are still exactly where we want to be, and that is an automatic promotion spot. Sitting second here on the 1st of January. Still some work I want to get done. But Christian Bielik wants out of the club. Our captain wants out of the club. That throws a spanner in the works. I'm not necessarily pumped about having to sell Bielik. He's someone that I saw being a great asset to us short term, but long term, we knew we had to replace him, so I guess he's just done it. Made our mind up a lot quicker. But Christian Bielik heads to Turkey for just shy of £3 million. And on deadline day, we'll pick up his replacement. It is the young Ukrainian Taras Makavko joining us for £4 million. Yes, he's lower rated than Bielik was, only by 1, but I feel like long term, getting this young Ukrainian defender in could be an absolute godsend. But right now, all I'm hoping it can do is get us up to the championship. Come on, lads. We turn it on in the second half of the season. 100 goals scored this year. I'm hoping a lot of them were scored by Stansfield, but we cracked the 100-point marker. We've got silverware in our first season, although I'm not taking too much credit for that. We walked into a decent situation. The real challenge comes next year. as we get ready for life in the championship. We head up with Bolton, Wrexham in the playoffs, and in the relegation zone, it is Northampton, Stockport, Lincoln, and Crawley. Fulham have won the FA Cup. I would love if that could happen in real life. Unfortunately, we went out in the second round. Aston Villa win the Carabao Cup. Third round exit to Liverpool for us. And Barnsley are going to win the BSM trophy. Wickham take down Huddersfield to join us and Bolton in the championship next year. But this is what I am most excited about. All right, there is a bit to unpack here. Jay Stansfield gets himself 40 goal contributions. His dynamic play potential is going to skyrocket. But Willemsen, the Icelandic attacking midfielder, gets 52 goal contributions this season. That is actually ridiculous. 6'4" attacking midfielder. We could get a few good years out of him. Gardner Hickman as well, getting a lot of the starting time in the centre midfield role. 17 assists. Temptation to bring him back next year on a permanent transfer as he's heading back to Bristol. Roman Celentano gets himself up to a 75 overall. We're going to have a good side heading into the championship next year. Lee Buchanan to a 72. Ivan Roman gets himself to a 68. Chang to a 65. Yokoyama 67. Leo Castledine to a 65. But we are going to be losing a few players this season as their loans expire. Alphonse Samsted. Is there some sort of connection between Iceland and Birmingham City that I'm missing here? Gardner Hickman, who we already spoke about, and Ben Davies, who heads back to Rangers. And then Lucas Juliewicz is going to be retiring, which I'm not all that upset about. But as expected, champions of League One, now the real tough part of the rebuild begins. Getting it done. I've pulled the trigger on it. I had to bring him back. The negotiations were tough, but we managed to get a deal done here for Gardner Hickman back to Birmingham on a permanent contract. Negotiations stalled for a while, but we ended up getting him for £7.5 million. A little more than I wanted to pay, but I'm still cool with it. And I mean, I was probably going to sell him anyways now that I got Gardner Hickman, but Iwata put himself on the transfer list. We've sold him permanently. The Japanese midfielder heads to Ipswich Town. Yokoyama heading to Sunderland on another loan move. And we finally got Scott Wright out of the club. I never thought I'd see the day. Emil Hansen, a big shake-up though. I want to get a solid left midfielder in here. I don't think it's too wild of a statement to say that I think we can avoid the relegation battle here. And this signing right here of the Spaniard Juan Cruz definitely is not going to hurt our chances at all. Juan Cruz joining us to the left-hand side of the midfield for $5.5 million. Keshi Anderson will not be here for the ride though, heading further north to Middlesbrough. Like, I look at this side and I think we should be miles away. We should be allergic to the relegation battle with this type of team. I need the lads to just keep on pushing. We've still got about £9 million in our back pocket. The Tom Brady money and the promotion money is paying off big time. But as far as I'm concerned, I genuinely think we should be pushing more for Premier League promotion than we should be for survival. But we'll see if we know what I'm talking about. Bring on January 1st. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We are 9th right now in the championship. We've got a bit of work, 7 points if we want to get ourselves into the playoff picture. But we are light years away from the playoffs. 11 points. I mean, we're only 11 points clear. Shit. And this is actually an insane table. Oxford on 21. Sheffield Wednesday on 23. We're on 34. We're 11 points clear. But then 7 points away from Norwich on 41 points. All right. This is a crazy table. You know what I'm going to do to get into this January transfer window? Make a massive signing at the right back role. Bring someone down from the Premier League to the Championship. Somebody that needs a second lease on life and also knows how to get promoted to the Premier League. It is Jed Spence. We've bagged the services of the Englishman from Tottenham for £5.5 million. I still think there is some overall we can get out of Ethan Laird, so I'm going to send him on a short loan to France. Oh, we ended up missing out on the playoffs by 1 point. 1 point. I mean, it's quite funny that given how long of a spiel I went on in January about how close the table is, we move up 1 position. Ultimately, though, I am happy with this season. We avoided relegation, finished 8th in the Championship, and it is clear that next year, my only goal is to get us promoted to the Prem. Going up to the Prem next year, though, Nottingham Forest and Everton have they've brained it. Back down to League One, though, are going to be Oxford, Sheffield Wednesday, and Wickham. Tottenham beat Coventry to win the FA Cup, and we went out to Coventry in the round of 32. Chelsea won the Carabao Cup, second round exit there for us. But Southampton top off the 3 Premier League clubs, heading right back up to the Premier League. Jay Stansfield is an absolute beast. I swear, starting in League One was probably a blessing more than than it was a curse for us. It was such a good launching pad. Stansfield, though, backs it up. 28 goals this season. Willemsen, another phenomenal year for the Icelandic midfielder. And Juan Cruz getting off to a phenomenal start here at Birmingham City. Led up to a 74 on his 6 months in Stade Brestois. Roman coming back to start next year, 70 overall. And Castledine up to a 68 overall. That was a big second year for the Englishman. Coming into this third year, I'm pretty happy with the direction of the starting 11, at least for this first half of the season. So I'll be keeping things pretty light. I'm going to make a player sale. It's going to be in the center midfield role. The Korean Paik Sung-ho is going to be moving to Lazio. I'm going to give Mark Leonard the starting role. Some loan moves here for the lads coming back. Leo Castledine, 2 years at Genk and 2 years at Lecce for Ivan Roman. In terms of acquisitions, just Sol Sidibe, backup center midfielder, young prospect. That's all we need. Because for now, I'm very happy with how the squad is looking. That's going to change in January. We've got decent money to spend, but I'm just not quite sure where I want to pull the trigger. I will have a greater indication come January, though. Just on the outside. All right, only 2 losses this year, but 10 draws are killing us. We need to convert those draws into wins. We're scoring goals. We're keeping them out. I just want to make one massive transfer this January window that can hopefully launch pad us into the promotion picture. And honestly, fellas, I think we do it with Willemsen. It's just a logical choice from a pure numbers perspective. He's the oldest guy in the starting 11. He has the least amount of growth. He's one of our lowest rated players right now. And his statistics aren't as good as they have been in previous seasons. Still mid stats, like still okay stats. But I think we cash in on him. I think we could sell him for 7 million, probably closer to 10, honestly. We could get a center attacking midfielder for the 20 million pound mark. I say we have to do it right now. This is the tough reality of rebuilds, and it's a big reason why I used to have the warning back in the OG days of don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. Because sometimes what's best for the squad isn't what is best for your heart. But we're going to sell Willemsen. Well, at least we're selling him to my favorite club. I'm just a sleeper agent. 7.6 million pounds, though. Absolutely stoked about his upgrade, though. This is massive. From the Spanish league, it is Soriano. We're going to get a 78 rated attacking midfielder. We get him from Deportivo for 13.5 million pounds. That is a steal. That takes us to the next level. I'm pumped, man. Absolutely pumped. If we don't get promoted after that pickup, I'm going to be shocked. We end up dropping down to 4th here. We were closer, it feels like, to falling out of the playoffs than we actually were to getting in the Premier League. Wolves and Sheffield United automatically head up. I'm disappointed, though, to be battling it out with Luton, Middlesbrough, and Coventry. Relegation zone, we'll see West Brom. West Brom got relegated, all right. Coventry, who finished 6th and we're versing in the playoffs, won the FA Cup. Once again, though, a quick exit for us. Newcastle win the Carabao Cup. 2nd round exit in a Birmingham derby against Villa. That one stings. But we have taken down Middlesbrough 5-2 on aggregate, and we're going to be versing Coventry. It is going to be 4th versus 6th. Coventry, the team that won the FA Cup. Are we going to get ourselves into the big smoke? Yes, we are! Birmingham City. Coventry go down 2-0. Birmingham City, we're into the Premier League in season number 4. Come on. Absolutely massive effort, lads. And we're going to have an absolute superstar up top as we get ready. Jay Stansfield developing quite nicely. 21 goals. Juan Cruz, 19 goals for him. And Joel Mvuka, somebody that I was debating upgrading, has had a career best season with 20 goal contributions. Gardner Hickman at a 79. Soriano had all right for half a year. I'm feeling good about how things are developing. Leo Castledine to a 71. But Ivan Roman gets himself to a 73. I mean, okay, good. I was going to say, if Mikavako wasn't growing, I could have almost justified bringing Roman back. Premier League bound after winning the biggest game in world football. Birmingham City. Come on, lads. Welcome back to the big smoke. One of my massive goals coming into this Birmingham City rebuild was to reunite the Bellingham brothers at Birmingham City. And now that we're in the Premier League, we have the opportunity to do half of that. We have got our first Bellingham brother back in Birmingham. Still stuck in the championship with Sunderland. Joe Bellingham is too good to be there. We're going to pick him up from Sunderland for 20 million pounds. Welcome home, mate. I dare say we're still a fair bit away from being able to get Jude back. It is time for us to cash in on 3 players who want out, though. Not joining us in the Premier League will be Lee Buchanan, Mark Leonard, he heads to Stade de Reims, and finally Brandon Kayla heading to Turkey. We need to make sure we are nowhere near the relegation battle. Matteo Ruggeri is joining us from Bilbao as a left back. back. But that's how we're keeping things for now. A few players on notice, but I'm feeling really confident that we can survive the drop this year. I think we have enough quality consistently around the park that I don't expect us to get European football or anything crazy like that. But if we're in the relegation battle, I am going to be shocked. I'm also going to be shocked if you've made it to this point of the video and you aren't already subscribed. If you guys are enjoying the content though, make sure you scorpion kick that subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell to keep up to date with every new upload we post. I'm starting to get really used to 9th place in my first season in a new league. We are 9th right now though in the Premier League with Birmingham City, which is brilliant to see. 27 points. We're still not fully safe from relegation. Fulham down there 12 points behind us, but we are looking more likely, honestly, to push ourselves up into a European spot, and that's what I would prefer. I will say I'm happy overall at the moment with the way the squad is progressing. We don't have a crazy amount of money to go out and pick ourselves up a huge player. Now, I could sell players and make that happen, but I don't feel like that's necessary right now. Next season, absolutely. Right now, though, I'm going to spend a little bit of money getting us some insurance in case anything happens to Jay Stansfield. And that insurance at the striker role is going to be Sinclair Armstrong, the Irishman from Bristol City. 75 overall, 24 years of age, £6.5 million. I'll take that every day of the week. 8th in our first Premier League campaign is incredible. That being said, if you look across to our goals against, I think improving the defense is going to have to be a priority next year. 70 goals conceded is horrible. 70 goals conceded, it's the fourth most in the entire Premier League. Then you look at goals for, we scored the same amount of goals as 4th place Manchester United. So yeah, definitely going to have to improve the defense next year. Man City did edge out Newcastle United to win the Premier League title, and in the relegation zone, it is Leicester, Ipswich, and Brentford heading down. Leicester are going to be playing Conference League or Europa League football next year whilst being in the Championship. Damn, that feels like an opportunity missed. Losing to Nottingham Forest in the quarterfinals. We could have, West Ham United win the Carabao Cup. Another stinker of a Carabao Cup for us. Taking a look at the Champions League for the first time today though, Barcelona win the Champions League over Man City. Brighton win an All-English Europa League final. And Liverpool win the Conference League. Jay Stansfield gets it done though in the Premier. He honestly might have won the Golden Boot this year. 31 goals, 6 assists, 85 overall right now. Our goal of making Jay Stansfield a superstar, it's basically complete. Solid first year there for Job Bellingham, but Taylor Gardner-Hickman, I am glad that I brought him back in season 2. And Jay Stansfield made the Premier League team of the season. He is among great company right now. Yeah, he won the Golden Boot as well. 26 goals in 37 appearances. What a beast. Jed Spence was absolutely brilliant for us, but I need to take a step up now. We're in the Premier League, comfortably in the Premier League, trying to have European aspirations. So we have secured the services of whom I believe an end game right back. It is the Spaniard Ivan Frenada. He joins us from Union Berlin for £20 million on the dot. And you know what? We're going to say goodbye to Joel Mavuka. He goes the other way, heads to Union Berlin. When you look back on it, we have made a massive profit on him. Didn't light the world alight, to be totally honest. Didn't do as well as I'd hoped, but we still made a decent footballer out of him. And for me, that means it is time to go get ourselves a new right midfielder. I want to get somebody really, really good at the right midfield position though. So we're going to try making more money. I'm selling off some pieces. Alex Cochrane heading to Fiorentina, and I'm happy to have Laird as our backup right back. Jed Spence heading to Palace. We get our man. Oh, I'm pumped about this. I've never used this guy in a career mode before. Some of you guys have probably never even heard of this guy's name. That name is Dilane Bakwa. I'm absolutely pumped. Dilane Bakwa, our new man at the right midfield role. We pick him up from Las Palmas for 33, just shy of 34 mil. We've been focusing on making 2 good additions a year. We've got our 2 on the right-hand side this year, Frenada and Bakwa. I'm pumped about this team, man. Roman and Castledine are both coming back to the bench this year. Very happy with how they've progressed, and they've turned into decent backup options for us. But I think this team is way too good to be mid-table. My goal this year, some sort of European qualification. Champions League would be ideal. We might still be a little bit too far behind that, so honestly, any sort of Europa League, Conference League, any of it works for me. Oh, we miss out on Champions League football. We miss out on the title by 6 points. What a season. We're playing European football, But we were so close to glory, man. Season 5, and we're 5th in the Premier League, heading to the Europa League next season with Birmingham City. Man City win the Premier League title. Spurs and Chelsea going down the table, but Sheffield United, Leeds, and Everton get relegated. Liverpool win the FA Cup. We unfortunately lost to Arsenal in the 4th round. Man City win the Carabao. Might not even be worth me taking a look at the Carabao Cup anymore, man. This has not been good for us. Man City also win the Champions League. They do the treble. Man United win the Europa League, and Lille are going to win the Conference League. Jay Stansfield with another phenomenal season. 10 assists. He's up to an 88 overall. Oh my God. Bakwa had a great first year. They're not too great growth, but great performance on the park. Decent year Soriano. Man, things are going nice. Juan Cruz, 29. I didn't realize that's how old he was. I am saying goodbye, though, to 2 players that have been here since day one that will be retiring. Ryan Allsop retiring and Lyndon Dykes. I don't know how this man survived to this point. I was trying to get rid of him desperately in season 1. Decided as he got lower rated and Stansfield got higher rated to keep him as a backup, but both of them will be retiring to end season number 5. This has been brewing for a minute, but it is time for us to get a world-class centre-back in, a star centre-back into the club, especially as we push now for hopefully a Premier League title. Levi Colwill coming back to the Premier League, signing him from Stuttgart for 44 mil. Similarly to last year, though, I'm selling a big name in order to get a massive name at a certain position. You're probably going to come to expect it. Juan Cruz, 29 years of age, need to sell him at his peak, 28 mil. And that has allowed us to break Birmingham City's club record transfer fee. I'm so excited. I need to figure out whose regen this is. But this guy, Argentinian left midfielder. It's Di Maria's. It's got to be Di Maria's regen. Although I think Di Maria starts as a right midfielder on this game. Regardless, I am absolutely pumped about this. The last name is famous. It is the Suarez last name. We get not Luis Suarez, but Sergi Suarez joining us for £79 million from Osasuna. 85 overall, 23 years of age. My God, I'm excited. But with Allsop retiring last year, we're in the market for a backup keeper. Harvey Davies is that man for me. I want us competing for a Premier League title this year. I want us qualifying for the Champions League. I want us pushing to win the Europa League. This Birmingham City side can do anything in season number 6. But what will we do? All right, 1st of January, we're sitting 7th in the Premier League right now. Not ideal. We're 6 points out of the top 4. Plenty of time on our side, though. We are not scoring goals. That seems to be the problem for once. So far, so good still in the Europa League, though. 2 games to go, but we're looking good to get into the knockout rounds. But I'm going to keep things super light here in January. Debating getting a backup player, but honestly, there's not really that many good options for £4 million. And there's nobody I really want to sell on either. Like, Makavko has slowed down massively with his growth, but I could only get £15 million for him. I'm not going to get a replacement for 15 or 19 million pounds. I say we just stick with what we've got for the end of the season. 3rd in the Premier League. We've had a solid second half of the year, and we are heading to the Champions League with Birmingham City in season 7. Come on, lads. Man City down in 7th as well. Damn, some of the biggest teams in England missed out. Hopefully they didn't win any of the European comps and we will not have to deal with them in the Champions League. Relegation zone, it is Brentford, Bournemouth, Leicester going down. We win the FA Cup. Come on. FA Cup winners over Newcastle. Newcastle have had a bad season, man, missing out on the Carabao Cup as well. West Ham have won the Champions League over Galatasaray. What a wild final that is. We ended up finishing 2nd, though, in the Europa League, which is brilliant. That gives me a lot of confidence. So we skip the playoffs straight to the round of 16, and we beat Nice 2-1. Perfect, into the quarterfinals. We beat Fenerbahce 5-1. We are into the semi-finals, and we're going to the Europa League final. Are we going to win our 2nd trophy of the season? Yes, we are. Birmingham City, Europa League final winners over Freiburg. We've booked our path to the Champions League 2 different ways. That is the dream. And Roma, they're going to win the Conference League. What a brilliant season. Another brilliant season for Jay Stansfield. Gets himself to a 90 overall. 32 goals, 9 assists. Sergi Suarez up +4 in 1 season and is 89 rated. Gardner Hickman, a great year. Backwards up to an 89. Oh my God. This team is unbelievable. I genuinely think with an improvement or 2, we could win a Champions League title next year. Champions League bound in season number 7 with Birmingham City. Bring it on. So every year before I start my season, I go and get a shortlist ready of players that I want to bring into the club. I went to my shortlist from last year when I went for a new centre back. Levi Colwell was the man we got. There was a guy sitting on the list called Jan Fritz. He was playing for Bournemouth. I ultimately didn't think I had enough money to go in for him, so I decided to leave be. Well, I've gone to the list this year to clean things out. Jan Fritz is a free agent. Bournemouth let his contract expire. So I had to go in. This is July the 1st. I had to swoop in like a hawk on its prey. Fritz, 87 rated Austrian defender, has joined us on a free transfer. Are you taking the piss? I am not mad about this at all. An 87 rated defender joins us. And honestly, I'm green lighting myself now to go all in for Jude Bellingham this year. I'm putting all of my eggs into Jude Bellingham because we have just saved ourselves like £60 million from doing this. And it's a no-brainer. I need to cash in on Mario Soriano. We've got about £130 million in our budget right now. Soriano, I have sold on for so much money. £73 million to be exact, as the Spaniard heads to Tottenham. And so Jude Bellingham, valued at 163.5 mil. They say we're going to have to spend about 188 to get him. Let's see if we can make that happen. We've got £200 million, which is ridiculous. I'm offering 188. I'm offering 188 for Jude Bellingham here. I want him so badly. They want 203. So that is getting close to our range. All right, I'm saying 190 million here. 190 mil. Carlo Ancelotti accepts it. Come on. Are we going to get Jude Bellingham back to Birmingham City? Come on, Jude. I want this to happen so desperately, man. Make your legacy at Birmingham City. This is all going to plan. His current wage is £730,000, though. Is he going to want that type of money here? I don't know. I mean, I could offer him close to it. I'm going to offer 250. I can only offer 233. All right, let's just say 200K here and see what he says. Come on, Jude. Oh my God. So he really wants like £700,000 a week if he wants to come to the club. Holy hell, man. You better deliver for us. Christoph Clara, I'm sorry, mate. I had him on the transfer list to begin with, but it hurts to see somebody that was such a key piece of our team go, but we've sold him to Fulham for £15.5 million. Jude Bellingham, attempt number 2, 190 mil has been accepted. Can I offer £730,000 now? Surely we can. We can offer 591,000. Oh my God, I actually feel like a scumbag even offering this type of money. Come on, Jude. Come back to your boyhood club for £500 million a week. He likes it. Okay, I don't care that we might have overpaid. That is an exorbitant amount of money, but we've got it over the line. We have achieved our goal. The Bellingham brothers are going to be reunited. Is it realistic for me to be paying him close to £600,000 a week? Not a chance in the world, but we've had to do what we've had to do. Jude and Jode are going to be back. But I'm pumped, man. Jude Bellingham. Birmingham City retired his number, didn't they? I'm not sure if it was number 8. I'm going to check Google in a second. If it is, then we've unretired the number 8. Let me double check. It's the number 22. All right, the number 22 is coming out of retirement here at Birmingham City. Oh, Tyler Roberts has got it. Tyler Roberts is that's not like a player that I've signed. He's been in the game since the jump. Oh, get that number off, Tyler. All right, Jude Bellingham back in his number 22 at Birmingham City. I mean, like, this team is absolutely ridiculous. 91 Stansfield, 94 Bellingham, 90 Suarez, 89 Bakwa. Honestly, Roman Celentano is the weakest link. I do have a little bit of a game plan there, potentially in January if we can afford it, but I'm hoping Celentano being the weak link isn't going to hurt us too much because the rest of the squad is unbelievable. The Bellingham brothers are reunited, and I'm hoping we can cause havoc. Into the Champions League, the lowest ranked team coming in here, but I've got confidence. We've won a Europa League last season. Hopefully we can do some magic this year. Starting things off against Monaco in September. October, we have Bodo Glimt and Dinamo Kiev, Stade Rennais, Red Bull Leipzig, which is our hardest game to date. Then we've got Real Madrid in December, and Inter Milan, followed by Fenerbahce in January. So things definitely start a lot easier than they end. We need to front load our points. 1st of January, we're sitting 3rd in the Premier League. We are 9 points behind Liverpool. I want to win a Premier League title this year, so we need to get a crack on there. But I also just want to make sure we qualify for the Champions League again in Season 8. On the cusp of automatic qualification, though, in the Champions League, 2 games to go. But Roman Celentano is still 82 overall, 30 years of age. I'm going to try something a little left field here. And that is to sign a 37-year-old Edison. He's 86 overall, 37 years of age. Getting him on a short, cheap deal. We get the Premier League winner from Bayer Leverkusen for £4 million. My thinking is, yeah, he's going to decrease rapidly. But if we can get 3 or 4 good months out of him and push for a Champions League title, brilliant. If we can't win a Champions League title this year, no problem. I'll keep him as a backup. Look to spend basically our entire budget on a younger, higher rated option next year. But for the short term, I think Edison's a perfect picker. So we've ended up going draw in our final 2 matches, meaning we are heading to the playoffs. 13th here with Birmingham City, just 1 loss, but 4 draws is brutal. But in the playoffs, we are going to be facing Dinamo Zagreb. So let's get into that right now. Of course, we won the Europa League last year, but the Champions League is a whole different kettle of fish. Bellingham to a 95, Suarez to a 92. Here we go, fellas. First leg away in Croatia, and it is a shootout, which we come from behind in. 4-3 lead to take back to Birmingham. I mean, scoring 4 goals is something that I will always take. Conceding 3? Not so much. Let's just get ourselves through to the knockout rounds. 2-0, lovely, standstill brace. This leg we dominate. Round of 16 is not going to be so easy though. We've got Juventus as our opponents. There is not many easy fixtures left in this one. I think our team is absolutely brilliant, but I'm just taking it 1 game at a time right now. Juventus at home right now, and it is a 1-1 draw to take back to Northern Italy. Suarez with a yellow card there. I can't tell which Bellingham scores that goal though. A huge blow ahead of the second leg though. Castledine is in for Suarez. Suarez was suspended, so I'm hoping that doesn't screw us over. Second leg, 2-1, Bellingham and Ruggeri. It would have been awesome if Castledine was the goal scorer, but I do not care. Our left back, and one, no, that has to be Jude then, because Job goes by Job. So Jude Bellingham has been scoring these goals. I don't care which Bellingham scores though, as long as we keep moving on. Into the quarterfinals we go. Okay, we drew against them in league phase play, but now we face them in the quarterfinals. Birmingham City versus RB Leipzig. Rangers holding their own though against AC Milan, which is massive. Suarez is back and I'm hoping he's going to make it up to us for leaving us in the lurch after that second leg against Juventus. We hit the road against Leipzig, and we come away with a 2-0 victory. Stansfield, I love you. Bellingham, I hope you're not suspended. He's not. We're full strength here. Gardner-Hickman's gone up to an 86, which is brilliant. Just get us through to the semifinals. Get the job done, fellas. 2-1, and no yellow cards. That's what I was nervous about the most. We are heading to the Champions League semi-finals at our first time of asking. Damn, man. I'm more upset about Rangers being eliminated from the not making it in the semi-finals than I am about making it ourselves. They lost 1-0 in that second leg, but we're going to be versing PSG. Never an easy proposition. Deep breath, fellas. All right, here we go. First leg is at home. Taking on PSG. Lay the foundations. That's fine. It's 2-2. Varane, Bellingham and Fritz are the goal scorers. We're heading back to Paris, all tied up against Paris Saint-Germain. We know we can go toe-to-toe with them. I mean, we have 4 players in our starting 11 in the 90s. We better be going toe-to-toe with PSG. Second leg in Paris. 1-0! Suarez scores it! Come on, lads! Birmingham City are heading to a Champions League final here in season number 7. Oh my God, let's go. And it looks like we're going to be versing Real Madrid. This is always a fun proposition, isn't it? Newcastle United having a crazy video so far though. They have won the Europa League. All right, we got some pressure. We need to continue the English domination here. Man City win the Europa League, the Conference League. We finish 3rd in the Premier League. Disappointed not to be further in the title race. But we're in the Champions League again next season, which is huge. Relegation zone here in the Premier League, Southampton. I feel like these teams have gone down like 4 times each in this video. We do add a Community Shield to our trophy cabinet though, winning that earlier this season against Liverpool. Man City win the FA Cup, West Ham the Carabao, and unfortunately, we lost to West Ham United in the UEFA Super Cup. Regardless, I am pumped for this final, and that is for 3 reasons. Well, It's for 4 reasons. Number 1, obviously I want to win the rebuild. Number 2, I want to use Jay Stansfield. Number 3, I want to use Jude Bellingham. Don't get that opportunity too many times. And number 4, I want to see how Sergi Suarez goes. I wouldn't be too upset if we lost tonight though, because it would kind of be fun to see just how far and just how high we could get these guys rated. Could we get Bellingham and Suarez both to a 99? Regardless though, we're getting into it. Champions League final with Birmingham City. I was hoping this wasn't going to be the case, but Kylian Mbappe's still playing for Real Madrid, man. Oh, what have I just done there? Rodrigo goes through. We should be 1-0 behind right now. That was shocking defense. Mbappe shoots it, puts it well wide. Gonna go to Job. Job's going to finesse it to hit a fat deflection. That just sums up the first half. It's been so frustrating. Suarez. Go on, Suarez. Just completely rounds that Arias guy. Stansfield. Good skills. Oh, save from Thibaut Courtois. That's our first real opportunity of this final. Might get another one here, though. Gardner-Hickman has so much space. Forces the save from Courtois. Absolute stinker of a final, this one, though. We are off to extra time. Feed that. Jude Bellingham's got some space here. Oh, Jude Bellingham's won that one. Jude Bellingham, 1-on-1. So he misses. Oh, no way. We've actually missed that. Jude Bellingham against his former side could have just won it for his boyhood side. You're joking. Come on, fellas. That's a good turn there from Bakwa. We've got some space now. Bakwa. That's not what I wanted to do. Fucking hell. Take a touch, Jared. Oh, as if we haven't won that there. Oh, no. Do not. Please, not like this. Please not like this. That's a shocking ball from them. Just get it. We're going to pens. We're going to bloody pens, man. What a long day this has been. If we lose on penalty, I'm going to... tears are going to be shed, man. We should have put that to bed. Mbappe's up first against Edison. You're looking to that right side, aren't you, mate? He looks to the right, but puts a great penalty away. Suarez. I'm going to the left with Suarez. I'm going top left-hand corner. Suarez, another great pen. Rodrigo. I'm just going to keep going to the right-hand side. We save it. That's why I go to the right. Now it's Jude Bellingham. I'm going to the right with Jude Bellingham. He scores at advantage, Birmingham. Are they just going to keep going to the right? They dink us down the middle. We just have to keep scoring ours, though. Bakwa. I'm going lower left. Bakwa scores it. A save here would be massive. Seton versus Edison. That's a shocking pen. I should have just waited. Oh, come on, Jay. Stansfield. Absolute beast. Going to the right. No! Oh, no. Gutierrez, where are you going? You're going down the middle. Shit. Oh, no. And Edison's taking this penalty. I should have paid more attention to the lineup. Edison, I'm going left. Edison, I'm going left. Edison scores. Zaire Emery. I'm going to the right. Zaire Emery. Bloody hell, they keep going down the center. Oh, my God. Gardner-Hickman. I'm going left again. Gardner-Hickman scores. Fritz. Where you going, ginger fella? He goes to the left. Job Bellingham. Job's going to go to the right-hand side. Job scores. Leroy Sané. Right midfielder's going to the right. It's saved by Courtois. And now our Fritz, the centre-back that we found on free agency, could be the hero. Going left with Fritz. Fritz is going to win us a Champions League title. Oh, my God. The 120 minutes might have been shocking, but that was one of the most dramatic penalty shootouts in rebuild history. Fritz is the goal scorer. Birmingham City are champions of Europe. Gardner-Hickman, he has been here since day one. Aloni turned captain, goal scorer in the shootout, and now the man to lift the Champions League trophy alongside the Bellingham brothers as Birmingham City becomes Europe's best club. Oh, what a rebuild, fellas. If you enjoyed it, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to check out another video.